Hi, my name is Brianna Bell, and I am a student coordinator for the STEP Scholars Program. Here with me, I have Melissa.
Hi, everyone. My name is Melissa. I'm also student coordinator for the STEP Scholars Program.
And today we're going to be helping you register for your classes. And so, again, we have the STEP Scholars Program, and we're here to start.
So there are multiple steps to successfully register for classes at UC Merced. So we broke it down in 4 steps. So the first one is to check your registration time. So a registration time is a designated time frame given to you to schedule your classes for a given semester. The next step is to check your My Degree path or consult an advisor to determine which classes you need to take to fulfill degree requirements. The third step is to compile possible classes and possible class schedules before you register for classes. The fourth step is actually registering successfully for classes. And if possible or if necessary, we also included a fifth step, which is to track the classes that you need that you may have not been able to register for the very first time you did. So now we're going to go in depth to each one of these steps.
So the first step, as Melissa mentioned, is checking for registration times. And so the first thing that you would do is you will go to your UC Merced portal. And once you've signed into that, you're going to click on the left-hand side where it says My Registration. And after clicking My Registration, you're going to take one more extra step of clicking the option that says My Registration Time. And once you click My Registration Time, you'll be taken to this page where you can see on our right-hand side of the screen, where you can see April 6, 2020 at 9:30 a.m. is the time where you can begin registering from classes. And the time where you can stop registering from your classes is September 16th, 2020 at 4:00 p.m. That is the bracket of time that you are allocated to be able to register for any classes you need within the fall 2020 semester. And so you might want to check for your holds that would prevent you from registering from classes, because that can impact when you can register for your classes. And ultimately, once that hold is taken up, you might miss the class that you actually needed. So before actually registering for your classes, you might want to check for any holds that you have on your account.
So the next step is to determine which classes to take. So to do so, there are different options. You can visit your My Degree path on your student portal, and you can also consult with your academic advisor by scheduling a meeting with them or by attending their walk-in hours. However, if you do choose to go on My Degree path, you have the option to run an audit. So what an audit is, it's a file that tells you the courses you have in progress for your intended major, the courses that you need to take, and it kind of splits it off into different sections and tells you what you need left for your degree requirements. So to do so, you do go to My Degree path, you go to audits, and then there'll be a scroll down menu and you click on request an audit. So once you're here, you select your program, which is your major. So in this case, this example, we chose biological sciences, and then you choose your catalog year. So your catalog year is the semester you started at UC Merced. So say you started in fall 2018, you would click fall 2018. And you also have the option of adding a minor if you do have one declared or intend to declare into one. So then once you request this audit, it'll compile a list of courses that are in progress and courses that you need to take. So to determine what classes you need to take, you can go based off those sections and what is needed to be fulfilled. So then after doing so and choosing which sections you want to focus on for that semester, we do recommend that you make sure that the classes you want to take don't have prerequisites, or if they do have prerequisites, that you're able to fulfill them. So what a prerequisite is the class that has to be taken before you take that intended class. So for example, for Psych 142, the prerequisite is Psych 1, or Introduction to Psychology. So make sure you do have these classes fulfilled before registering for a selected class. Otherwise, you may not be able to get the class you need. And then once you do so, you compile a list of courses that you need to fulfill for your major requirements, and then you get to searching.
And so once you have finished requesting your audit, and once you have finished also seeing which courses that you need to take, the next thing you want to do is compile a schedule. And so by compiling a schedule, we mean to make sure that you have all the classes necessary, or all the classes that you would like to have prior to registering for your classes. So first you want to view the classes offered for that given semester. In this case, you'll be applying for the fall 2020 semester. So you want to view all the classes offered during that term. And then you want to click on My Registration Time again in order to look up your courses. And so once you've looked up all the courses that you are interested in taking, it's also recommended to have a backup section of courses that you will be interested in taking in case the first set of courses that you have are already filled up. But once you've compiled that possible schedule with the given class times, make sure that your class times do not overlap, only because if you have two classes that are conflicting in time, you'll only be able to register for one of those classes and not both of them. So it's always a good thing to make sure that you look at the classes that you have. And so once you've taken all of those precautionary measures, make sure you write down those CRN numbers, because once it's time for you to apply for classes, it's definitely easier for you to have those CRN numbers already written down. That way you can just input them rather than having to go back and to search for them one more time. And so,
oh, sorry.
And so we have to go ahead, Alyssa.
Okay, so one resource that can be used to do this is to use Corsica.com. So Corsica.com is a resource where you can actually compile a schedule before actually registering for classes. So you can browse the selected classes at UC Merced, compile a fake schedule, and you can also have secondary courses, so like your backup options next to it. And so this is just like a good step to take before actually registering for classes, just to be ahead of the game, and just to have a visual representation of what your course can look like, your course schedule can look like.
And so once you've looked at Corsica, it's time to register for classes. And so all those precautionary steps that you've taken in the past that we've helped you and guided you through, this is now the big thing where you register for your classes. And so first, you're going to register during your designated time. You are not allowed to register outside of those time periods. And so you're going to click My Registration, and then you're going to click on Add/Drop Courses. Then what you're going to do is you're going to enter those CRNs that you written down previously. And once you have successfully done that, you're going to press Submit Changes. Now, if there for any reason some of the classes you are applying for, or some of the classes you are registering for, have been taken or filled up, you might have to submit that secondary set of courses that you had that you had also written down, and you're going to want to submit those just for the time being. But no worries, there's definitely other options to take if those classes are taken up, and Melissa's going to go ahead and explain that in the next slide.
So in the case that you didn't get a class that you need, you can actually track them. So there's an app called Corsica. So aside from Corsica.com, they actually have an app. So this app allows you to track a specific class, and it gives you a notification when that class does open throughout the period of time we have to register for classes. So it actually allows you to track one free class, but if you do recommend it to a couple of friends, it does give you the option to track as many classes as you want. So Brianna did have a story that she wanted to share with everyone about how Corsica helped her.
Yeah, so last year during the fall 2019 semester, I was registering for classes for the spring 2020 semester. And there was one class that I really needed in order for me to graduate this upcoming semester, and it was already filled up. And so it was pretty sad because it would delay my graduation time period. So what I did was I downloaded Corsica, which was recommended to me by a friend. And I was able to see that the class that I needed opened up. There was only one space available, and I was able to take that space. And so thanks to Corsica, I'm now on track for graduation. That is the registration process that we have for you all. We want to thank you for tuning into our TED Talk, but our session of helping you, making sure that you can register for your classes on time, because registration is one of the most important things about your college experience, making sure that you have the right classes and that they fit for you and that you can get the schedule that works best for you as well. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.